Hi guys, it's Monday and welcome back to Waxing On. And Monday means jazz. And today we're looking at a couple of what I think are very rare collector albums, and they're put out on the Electro Musicians Jazz Master Series. And the first one I have is One Night in Washington. See if I can get that picture in there, featuring Charlie Parker and the orchestra. Now the orchestra is a big band they put together down in Washington, and they had a lot of great arrangers write for this band, as well as a lot of guests come out. I'm just going to read you a couple off the sheet here. For arrangers, we had Al Kahn, Johnny Mandel, Jerry Mulligan, Ed Diamond, Ralph Mulcher, Joe Timer, Jack Holliday, Tom McKay. And for guests, it was kind of a who's who of jazz that would stop in and play along with this band. Al Kahn, Zoot Sims, Lee Konitz, Wayne Marsh, Dizzy Gillespie, Stan Getz, and Charlie Parker. Okay, this album was recorded 1953, February 22nd. Parker showed up for the concert. He's playing with the orchestra. We've got about 8 selections. Now, obviously the band's rehearsed these. Some of them are really tricky. The first song on the album, Fine and Dandy, written in the key of C flat. And if you're a musician, you never play in C flat. I mean, this is just an outrageous key. And then it modulates into an F key, and there's a lot of modulations in here. Now what makes this unique is Parker just showed up. He's got his plastic alto sax that we've heard about before. I think we mentioned it maybe even back in the Greatest Jazz Concert Ever episode, the one on Dizzy Gillespie, when they brought Max Roach, Bud Powell, Charlie Mingus, Gillespie, and Parker together to do a recording at Massey Hall in Toronto back in the 1950s. But again, Parker shows up with his alto sax, plastic. No music stand, no music, doesn't know the charts. And these aren't songs that, you're used to them playing. When they did that Greatest Jazz Concert Ever, they were doing like Hot House, Night in Tunisia, stuff that, they've been working on. So he's sitting in with this band, no music, no charts, nothing, just playing along. And that's part of what makes it so amazing. I mean, they're doing modulations, they're in strange keys, and yet Parker's right in there, and some crazy improvisation over top of this band. A couple of good arrangements in here. We've got Jerry Mulligan back, quite different from what Mulligan was doing with Miles Davis with Birth of the Cool, and maybe just Parker made it that way. We've got arrangements here on this one by Kahn, Bill Potts, Johnny Mandel, quite a variety of tunes. And again, this is from a private recording. Previous unreleased recordings recorded live that they kind of fixed up, sent out again. And again, some of them are available. This album is available on the streaming network, so it is easy to access. But a different kind of Charlie Parker than you might be used to if you're listening to the 52nd Street recordings where he's working with a small group. Playing with a band, and again, the most amazing thing is just walking in and being able to play like this. The other album, also in the Jazz Master series, you can see that, I'll try and get it there. Clifford Brown, Max Roach, called Pure Genius. This one I couldn't find on the streaming networks, but maybe it's out there somewhere. This one, what's fun, we got Sonny Rollins playing tenor sax with him, Bud Powell on piano again, and George Morrow on bass, and of course Max Roach on drums. Some traditional songs they do, I'll Remember April, What's New, Downed, Lover Man, and the 52nd Street theme. Now these recordings were again private recordings that were done live, and what it says on the front of the album here, it says previously unreleased performances from the private collection of Mrs. Clifford Brown. So Clifford Brown's wife had recorded these. These are basically like bootleg albums they're putting out, but private recordings that they've agreed to share with the public. And again, they're very unique because it's not studio work, it's just an actual gig we're listening to, and some amazing stuff. And again, if you're familiar with Sonny Rollins, you know what a great player he is. Clifford Brown, I listen to him and I can't get over his speed, his range, his improvisation. I play trumpet and I really don't improvise a lot. And I'm just amazed when I hear guys like Parker and Clifford Brown going, who have all these ideas and they're coming so quickly and there's just so much in there. I can't even begin to imagine where that starts. But it's an amazing album to listen to. Again, a piece of history, not commercial recording, just private recordings that they've done. And again, it's on the Elektra Musicians Jazz Masters series. And these came out about, looks like early 1980s. So we got Clifford Brown with Max Roach and Sonny Rollins, Bud Powell from Clifford's wife's collection, and Charlie Parker, One Night in Washington, along with the orchestra. And again, this was just a recording made on the fly, not set up for meant to be a recording session or anything, and captures just the essence of what these players can do. So if you get a chance, check them out. I know, like say, Parker's on the streaming networks. I couldn't find the Clifford Brown one. I mean, there's lots of Clifford Brown out there. I just couldn't find this specific album when I was checking. Okay, so those are two unique ones I found in my collection. I haven't listened to them in a while, I must admit. I did go back and revisit the Parker one on streamed it this afternoon, or took a chance to go over some of the songs just to reacquaint myself with how amazing it was. So if you get a chance, check them out. We'll see you on Wednesday when it's Classic Rock. Until then, thanks for stopping by. Take care. We'll see you on Wednesday.